Yeah, Nastasia, actually it's quite easy and tempting to link what has happened in Marawi, this bombing at Mindanao State University, to what is going on in Gaza. People online already saying that this attack was inspired by Hamas or inspired by atrocities being committed by Israeli defense forces against Palestinians, depending of course on one's perspective or which side one is on. But from the point of view of the Philippine military, they say that they are looking at all angles right now because we are still in the early stages of investigation. But one particular angle that they're looking into is how certain so-called extremist groups based in the southern Philippines in Mindanao is retaliating against recent offensives that the Philippine military has launched. There was one in December 1st, just a couple of days ago, against this group called Dawla Islamiyah, and during this offensive, 11 members of Dawla Islamiyah were killed. Now, yesterday, December 2nd, there was one offensive as well against the Abu Sayyaf group, which is, one of the longest existing extremist groups based in the southern Philippines in Mindanao. And during that offensive, one of the leaders of Abu Sayyaf was killed, and this is according to the Philippine military. And so this is one angle that they are really looking into right now. But based on the statement of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. as well, there might be an element of foreign terrorism here as well, which is something that the Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro also mentioned during his press conference just a couple of hours ago. So just to give you a little bit of context here, and you mentioned already, Marawi was the scene of a months-long siege in the southern Philippines between government forces and another extremist group, ISIL-linked or at least ISIL-inspired group, the Moote group, back in 2017. Now, according to the Philippine military, they have severely weakened the Moote group, but this doesn't mean that the Moote group doesn't have the capability to carry out this kind of attack. That's right. This whole region, including Marawi City, is part of what's called the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao. So for decades and decades, there were separatist movements in this region of the Philippines, and so there were decades of war between government forces and different separatist groups, and these separatist groups have now splintered, but the main groups have signed peace agreements with the government. And so this is now an autonomous region that is transitioning. They have their own parliament, they have their own police forces, but the national government is very much still in control. There's supposed to be an election to be held next year or the year after, in 2025. And so this very much in transition and still very much in a very volatile state.
A fragile time there in Mindanao. Barnaby Lowe with the latest for us from the Philippine capital. Thank you, Barnaby.
Make sure to subscribe to a channel to the latest news from RDZ World News.